Well, hello there. You find me at the back of a Mercedes-Benz, drinking coffee, taking up very important calls, making business decisions, and essentially living a successful lifestyle. So guess what car it is? It's not an A-Class, by the way. No, this is an S-Class. Oh yeah. The Mercedes S-Class. Now, this vehicle has been in production from 1951. Yes, you heard me right, 1951. The car is older than Kenyan independence. Anyway, that's besides the point. Now, it has been in production from 1951, but Mercedes only started using the name S-Class from 1972. And what does S-Class mean? I mean, Mercedes couldn't have just taken a letter and put class at the end of it. That is in the German way. No. The suffix for S, that's the S in the S-Class, actually stands for Sonder in German. So in full, you say Sonderklasse. That's S-Class. That in English means special class or a specially outfitted vehicle made by Mercedes-Benz, where they can dump all their technologies, do everything that doesn't actually exist in the automotive industry, and just push the boundaries of what's actually possible. And that's been the trend of the S-Class. Ever since it's getting produced, there have been numerous technologies that have been put into this car that have eventually trickled down into the normal range. I mean, you look at pre-tensioning safety belts, that didn't just appear, that was debuted in an S-Class. You look at anti-lock braking system, ABS, S-Class, electronic stability program, S-Class, and even as recently as 2020, we actually have rear occupant frontal airbags. That's the first ever, and it was in an S-Class. So you could just see how important this car is to Mercedes-Benz. And important it is, because ever since it's getting produced, 3.3 million S-Classes have been sold over the years. 3.3 million luxury S-Classes. That's amazing. But it's because of what this car stands for, the model brand. And as you look even into the car we have today, this is the 5th generation 2010 facelifted S350, actually model year 2013 for this exact car. You can see that the trend of pushing those boundaries and just improving, incremental improvements to make sure that the vehicle is just a little bit better have been put into this car. So we're going to have a look at them from the back of the car, because when you're in an S-Class, why should you drive? I'll just let Benedict, my driver, continue driving us as I talk about the exterior. So this S-Class, this is the 5th generation 2013 model year S-Class. This is facelifted actually, and the design changes of the exterior are just a little bit there, just to improve it here and there. It's nothing revolutionary, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing groundbreaking, but still unmistakably a Mercedes-Benz. So when you look at the exterior with this diamond white metallic finish paint, because why can't it just be white? No, that's not the German way. It's what kind of white, just like we saw in the GLA. So with this diamond white, we can see that the few changes that have been made from the previous model are the more arrow-shaped front grille, the side skirts at the side of the vehicle, the new bumpers both rear and front, and obviously the biggest change are the rear tail lamps. 52 LEDs in each of them, and with a C pattern, double C pattern on each. So just to make it that much more recognizable at night, so people with Toyotas can easily see they're behind an S-Class. And it's not just luxury changes that made just to make the car look better. No, this particular car has the AMG styling. So the front splitter at the front looks more aggressive to give it that whole "I'm gonna eat you" face when somebody is seeing you from their rear view mirror. The side skirts are meant to reminisce of an proper AMG sports car, even though you're in a 2-ton limousine. And obviously they're the 19-inch AMG spoked wheels, clothed with 255 section tires at the front and 275 at the rear. Michelin Pilot Sport 3 tires, of course, because you're in an S-Class. The interior is obviously classic Mercedes. It's all black leather, black ash tree wood trim. It's real metal here and there. It's all what you just want to call premium, luxurious, expensive. And it feels so good. There's nothing that's flickering or fluttering or feeling that it was just put together in a hurry in order for them to meet quarters. No, everything has been made to stick where it's supposed to be. Everything has been built to outlast the test of time. And it just makes this interior that little bit special. And if you're sitting at the front, then you could see you have your power adjusted steering wheel that you can adjust to any position you like. You can also adjust your sitting position to any position you'd require. And it even has 3 setting modes. So you could set it for you, your wife, and your child who occasionally wants to steal your old man S-Class. And then also you have your ambient lighting just to give you that sort of premium sort of disco feel, if you remember what disco used to be. All I can say is I love this interior. It really is. It just speaks of so much purpose. The sun visors have vanity mirrors that light up. You have vanity mirrors at the back. You have your glove compartments. You have so many storage areas. It's insane how many things you could just keep putting in this car. And you could leave stuff there too. So it's quite a good interior. Tech-wise, well, you know, it's from 2013, so it's not going to compete with newer cars, but still it has top-of-the-range technology from its time. You have your Bluetooth connectivity, so you could talk via your phone. You have your satellite navigation, which is in Japanese, but I bet you could fix that because you're in an S-Class. Then you have obviously your video that if you have a CD, you could put in the 6 CD changer you can find here. You also have your vehicle settings. You could choose how to put your lights on, how long they can stay on. You could choose which sort of ambient lighting you want. You could choose so many things. It's just insane how many things you can do with it. This car is really meant to still look like it's technologically advanced even 10 years after. I bet in 2023 you still won't look at this car. You would look at it and say, yeah, my new Mercedes S-Class has an iPad, but this isn't being left behind. And obviously you can control all the things via your touch controls, your touch, basically your eye controller here, that rotary knob, or you could even use the number 1, 2, 3, the phone keypad thing. I don't know what that is, but you could choose how to input a number from there. You'd also use your steering wheel controls to even look at the different option menus you can activate from your instrument panel. It's all very high class and techy. It makes you feel like when you're sitting at the front of this car, you're not left behind. But what about the back? Because I'll be honest, if I'm in an S-Class, it's all about being at the back, being driven by my driver, Frederick. So at the back, you're not missing anything. I mean, if I want to make that rear shield go up, I just press it like that, and it's up. I can choose to open my window either from my side or the other side, and I have both buttons there. I even have the, ashtray package that we are really not going to mention so much, even though there was an ashtray package for this car. Let's gloss over that. And you obviously have other things. I mean, my aforementioned cup that's here. You have your cup holders that's there. You have your compartment here that you can remove your phone for important business calls, and of course your mask, because this is 2021 and I don't know, I don't know what it sounds so and obviously you do it with a goat, but that's besides the point. That's when you go home. So the back of this car is just luxurious. It's so good. The automatic climate conditioning will get you cool or hot depending on what you want. And for your chauffeur John, in order for him not to complain, there are even heated seats at the front and a bit of a massage function, or what I think is a massage function. All the same, the interior is really great, but the other thing that gets to the interior is the safety, because the safety of this car is near bulletproof. You can only crash this car if you're unlucky, or dare I say it, an idiot. The safety systems of this car are top notch, as they should be for the top of the model range Mercedes S-Class. So Mercedes-Benz threw, well, nearly everything at this car just to ensure that while you're being chauffeured, you're as safe as you can possibly be. This car has a 5-star safety rating from Euro NCAP, meaning should you actually get into a crash because your driver Federico forgot to press the brakes, your car will stop quite well, and even during the crash you will still be protected. Now, should there be a crash, you have 9 airbags. You have 2 at the front, you have 2 at the A-pillars, you have the curtain airbags, you even have a knee airbag in this car just to cocoon you in safety. But of course, ultimately, there are ways to prevent crashes. Now, there are so many systems in this car, I couldn't possibly cram them before we did this shot, so I'm just gonna reach out for paper here. I'm sorry for the unprofessionalism, but I'm just gonna read them out. So you have a stereo multi-purpose camera and radar system in order to control the Distronic system, the active blind spot assist, the active park assist, the active lane keeping assist, the attention assist, that's the drowsiness detection. The monitors 70 parameters to ensure you don't sleep at the wheel. 70 parameters. Doctors don't tell me 70 things about me. Anyway, you have your tire pressure warning system, you have a brake assist system plus, you have your adaptive stop light flashing, you have your active engine hood, which lifts the engine lid in the event of a pedestrian accident. So when you hit somebody who jumped in front of you, they're cocooned for you to sue them afterwards. You have your anti-lock braking system, you have your electronic stability control, you have your pre-safe brake, which will brake the vehicle independently if a rear end collision is detected, and then you have your active body control that stabilizes your car when there's a crosswind blowing you off the bridge. Jeez Louise, these are a lot of safety systems. And then there's obviously the Distronic Plus. That's the adaptive cruise control. Now in this system, it actually uses the stereo cameras and the radar system at the front to keep a safe distance between you and the vehicle in front. So you can set it to a certain speed, keep that speed and keep that distance, and then just lift off the accelerator and the brake. All you touch is the steering. If he accelerates, I accelerate. If he brakes, I brake. I don't have to do anything. That is the S-Class way. I've paid, I've worked, I've done my due in this world. I don't deserve to do anything in my car. Well, should you decide to actually do anything, well, the car is not a slouch. So this vehicle comes with a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated petrol V6 engine that produces 306 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 370 Newton meters of torque at 3,500 RPM. Now all this power and torque is transmitted via a 7-speed automatic transmission that drives the rear wheels only. Now obviously all these things just seems like mumbo jumbo. It just seems like random numbers given random things to make it seem like sense. The upshot is this car has enough power to, well, if you just dump it into the right setting and put your foot down, it's, oh my gosh, yowzers, oh my gosh. All right, and we were doing crazy stupid speed. Well, I mean, you'll get to the airport faster for sure. For sure you'll get to the airport faster, and obviously all the power can still be stopped because you have disc brakes all around. So in sports mode, the vehicle will do 0 to 100 in around 6.4 seconds, and then it will reach a top speed that's electronically limited to 250 kilometers an hour. Though, if you do go and get that limiter removed, you will touch 271 kilometers per hour. I mean, bring it on, Subaru and Mitsubishi boys. I'm not going to be left behind on the bypass. I can hold my own and get there, but let's be quite honest. With a car like this, where are you speeding to? When people just kind of just wait for you to get there, they will. So most of the time when you drive, you just put the car into eco mode, and in eco mode, the engine is less aggressive, the gear changes are much more smooth, much more vegan in the reception and in their transmission, and essentially you get your start-stop working there. And with the vehicle's fuel economy, you get 13 kilometers per liter, which for a 3.5 liter V6 powered 2-ton S-Class, that's amazing. And because this car has an 83 liter fuel tank, that means a total driving range of over 1,000 kilometers. Think about that for a second. Over 1,000 kilometers without having to refuel. I mean, it's insane. That's what it is. I mean, people used to just say, I have a Toyota, I'm better than everyone, and that's it, and everything is rubbish. But no, I can do it in my S-Class. And obviously, there's just the way the car just feels when you're on the road, with all the safety systems on, with your disc brakes all around, with your wide tires, with your air suspension. I mean, what else are you gonna complain? This car is perfect. It really is. But I'll be honest, I'm not really enjoying it as much from the front, because this car, you're supposed to be driven in. Well, yes, the back of the car. You could just leave your driving to your driver, Henry, so that he can just continue on driving about. Well, you do the important stuff, make the meetings, make the business calls that are supposed to change the world. But the S-Class is a really good car. Whether you're at the back, where I genuinely think you should be, or at the front, genuinely freaking yourself out, it's the best of both worlds. And it's just a really enjoyable car to be in. And with this particular example, having just done 49,500 kilometers from 2013, that's new. That is so new. This is a fantastic car, and I mean, I've enjoyed myself. So if you can excuse me, I'm just going to make a phone call to my high school teacher to let him know where I am. Yes, calling Mr. Ndongo. Yes, Mr. Ndongo. Guess where I am? Yeah, you told me it wouldn't amount to anything. I'm in an S-Class. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're Mrs. Ndongo. All right, if you get your husband, please tell him that his former student is in an S-Class. For more information about this car, visit Mercedes Center Limited. They're located along Ngong Road, just past Corner Junction, right opposite Kenya Meteorological Department. And they'll be able to not just take you through this car, but even other Mercedes-Benz of the range. Can you believe it? So if you don't have money to ball it with an S-Class, you can get an E-Class, a C-Class, an A-Class, any class. They're the people to go to. And if you can't physically get to their location, then visit www.mercedescenter.co.ke.